I think the biggest change is what Ben did to the roster. 9 new names before the first game was played, either through free agency or trade. So the roster went through a major overhaul. But as far as what we set out to do was to make the game every night the focal point. And I know that's a very simplistic approach, but if our energies and our focus was geared towards that, I felt like everything else would fall into place. And I think it's allowed us to separate ourselves from maybe the day before or a series before where things might not have worked out well. It guided our preparation, and I think that's been one of the reasons we've been so consistent. The returning core was one that was talented, and health was a main component into getting back the production that guys have shown previous. Whether it was Jacoby, Dustin, David, that list is pretty long. But the core that was returning were talented, and knowing through the conversations with Ben what his vision was and the type of player that was brought in here has come to life. And everything that he set out to do in terms of player acquisition has not only meshed well with the group as a whole, but I think it has embraced everything that Boston has to offer, whether that's a challenge of this market, what people in this ballpark expect every night, and we've been able to answer that call. The first indication that this is a special group was first started to emerge in spring training, but it was in that day after the bombing here that there were some things that came out that indicated that this was a team that got off to a good start, but then had a chance to do something special. And it wasn't because of something that took place in between the lines. It was something that we responded to and how we kind of reached out in other ways than we typically would do on the field. And this is a team that on paper was a talented club. I felt like we would score runs in spring training. Pitching was something that we had to make some adjustments with and get some guys back on track. And as typically with any team, as the year unfolds, things evolve. And this team's unity, the tightness, the tight group that they have, the willingness to have one another's back in support of one another, that continued to grow throughout the year.